Okay, it's story time. I'm in Southeast Asia, and we're doing gospel events. Yeah, it surprised me too. But anyways, as part of this whole thing, we did these house-to-house visits to invite people to these events. And that brings me to this lady.
Okay.
2017 though, that's crazy. That's 3 years.
I know, yeah.
3 years.
What the heck?
We're asking so many questions. I'm in shock. Like, has she just been in that room basically for like 3 years? Just in that room.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
This is a miracle, for real.
This is crazy. So that's the bed where we met her, where she'd been lying down for, what was it, 3 years?
2017.
And now she's standing up and she's strong. So this deserves an explanation. We show up at her house and she's laid on the ground and we say, hey, is there anything we can pray for? And immediately her hand, she covers her face and tears are streaming down. And I just know, like, this woman is really broken. She's no hope, like defeated. And so we're like, what is happening? Trying to get the story. And all we can really figure out is she's got pain in her body. It seems chronic. And so I grab her hand, hold it for like 45 minutes, and my heart is just going out to her, and we're like, we need to see a breakthrough. We need to see the power of Jesus come through for this lady. And at the end of day one, she was like, yeah, some of the pain in my arm has gone down. But we knew, like, there was a full breakthrough for her. So we went back the next day, and to our surprise, she's sitting up that day. And so we just say, Jesus wants to heal you 100%. She's like, yeah, thank you. She's crying. And we're like, we're going to come back one more time. And so on day 4, this is the last day that we're going to be in her city, we show up at her house and she's standing, which is like, we're all like, whoa, what happened? And she said, last night, it was the first time I left my room in 3 years. And I went to your event and I came back and I just had hope in my heart. And so we prayed, we're so excited, we're like, come back tonight. And lo and behold, she comes back the 4th night, somebody prays for her, and all of the pain is gone. And she's like the most profound miracle that I've ever been a part of in my entire life. It totally blew me away.
She got completely healed. She's on stage.
Let me tell you just a little bit more about the event. But before I forget, don't let me finish before I tell you about this guy. One of the coolest things that we're doing in this country, it's all about this guy right here. So this is the guy, him and his dad, who all of us, there's like 200 of us here, and we're all serving their vision. They grew up in like this remote village, not a lot of money, like couldn't even afford shoes when they were young. But his dad used to look up at the planes going overhead and say, from our country, we're gonna send people to other nations to tell people about Jesus. So he had this huge faith. And all these years later, it's finally happening. We have plans next year to go to every state in this country and share the gospel and raise up like a local missions movement here in this country. And it was so powerful to see him like preaching to all of the church leaders and sharing this vision and getting them pumped. And then there's a bunch of these local young guys that came and did school with us in Kona, and to see them like with all their boldness, you know, getting up on stage, sharing their testimonies. It's just like what's happening, and the big story of what's happening in this nation is so inspiring. Okay, I guess these two guys were outside of the school assembly.
Yeah.
They were listening to the whole thing, and now Frenchie's preaching the gospel, leading them both to Jesus. They're both accepting it right now. That's sick. So this was just kind of like a bonus thing that happened at the end of the trip. I'm here hanging out with a couple of our school teams, and so we are continuing to go house to house, telling people about the story of Jesus, praying for the sick. And this guy, we prayed for his shoulder, and I guess strength came back, pain went away, and we hung out there for I think 3.5 hours. And started praying for his wife, and we just kept catching this guy like off in the corner, so shocked. He was just by himself, like still pumping his arm, just like totally shocked that he actually got healed. And it was just the cutest thing. All that to say that no matter where we go in this planet, Jesus is meeting people with power and showing him his love. So, hope you enjoyed this story time. Catch you guys later.
So crazy. It's